Look at these guys. They have grown. They gotta be twice the size they were when we last showed you the kids. And they have just been a joy to have on the farm. They've learned the electric netting so fast. They really don't bother it at all. They get it.
This is 20 Acre Farms. We love visitors and can always use an extra hand. In this episode, we are talking shelters and rotational grazing. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below of what shelters you use.
We are rotational grazing these goats. I've had a couple of videos on rotational grazing. It has worked so very well this year because one, we are using that powerfields electric sheep netting. Like I said, they do have goat netting. We're using the sheep netting. It's smaller, but we have not had one single problem of goats getting out. Not a problem. Okay, so the paddock we're in now, I just want to show you really quick what it looks like. This is a paddock that we've been in now about a week and a half. There's still quite a bit of growth as far as alfalfa. We've got a lot of alfalfa here, and then just some intermediate wheatgrass here. So there's a lot of just hoof action going on here. They're bending it over. They're eating the tops off. They're getting the best. So we're gonna move them out of this fairly soon. The amount of animals is, we have Mama Goat and her 2 kids. We have Bert, the billy goat, and we also have Peaches, another female goat. So those were the ones that have been in here. Now, just to show you side-by-side comparison, we started out in this paddock. This paddock here has not now been grazed for about, it's been just over a month now. So a month ago we started here. This is the growth that took place in a month. From there to here. But this episode specifically is all about shelters. Do you actually need those shelters when you're rotational grazing? Goats normally, you can put them out to pasture. Why have a shelter? What we found is that goats in particular, they love to be out on fresh grass and all the things, but they also don't like to get wet. And so we found that having a shelter for them, for the goats, seems like it has been a really good deal. And the shelter that I'm going to show you today has worked out really, really well. It's a very multi-purpose shelter. And if you have a chance to build one of these because you're thinking about having pigs, sheep, chickens, goats, we've had them all in this shelter at some point. It's worked for all of them. This thing can work for everything, every animal on your farm as some kind of shelter. Let's check it out right now. Okay, so this is the movable, portable chicken tractor, and I got the plans from John Siskovich. He's got a book you can buy. Highly recommend doing that. I believe this is the 3rd year of using these, so they really stand up well, and they're well worth your time building them. We've moved sheep in them, we've had meat birds in them, we've had pigs in them, we've had goats, whatever. But what we're going to use them for now is we've used that powerfields electric netting out in the pasture, and that is working out so good. But what I really want to have is just a little place for them to be able to get out of the rain. I want them to be out in the grass, and if worse comes to worse and the storm gets ahead of us and whatever else, they can get in here and they can have a place to get away. So normally you've got the chicken wire and everything in here. Normally you would cover this up with tarp, and we've just found that tarp it just gets ruined so quick. I mean, we're changing them out like twice a summer because they just get ripped up and they're a throwaway deal. So what I found is this kind of house wrap stuff, and I found a couple used rolls that we're not going to use the rest of. And I don't know that I would just go out and buy house wrap to do this because I think it's fairly expensive. But we had it laying around here, and so I think it's going to be a really good option to to staple to the wood parts, and we're gonna wrap it all the way around. I'm gonna actually wrap it around the bottom. I'm gonna staple it on the inside. I'm gonna bring it all the way around, and so that it's gonna be held down good when we have these winds like today.
All alone again tonight, but you don't seem to forget about yourself. Wondering how it could go so wrong, but you didn't call for help. But let me tell you about the trees and the seas, how it's all connected.
So the whole idea behind this too is I'm trying to bring it around the bottom and kind of wrap it around, and I'm just putting loads of staples in here because I mean it gets so windy here in South Dakota, it just tears everything up. So I feel like they're gonna be in here when it's storming, and that's when it's gonna be windy, and that's when it's gonna be crazy, and I just want this to just be as good as I can make it. Another thing is, if you're unfamiliar with the chicken tractor concept, I have a whole course that I have dedicated to my build. I built 2 of these chicken tractors together, and I've got all the plans. I got them all from John Siskovich. He has a book out on how to make these. What I show you in the videos, they're step-by-step videos. They're a little bit longer, but what I show you is the way that I actually did the work and how I laid it all out. You can get that whole course for free in the description below. Just click on it. It just asks you for an email where it can send you the course, and you get that course right away. So definitely, if you're looking at building this chicken tractor, that's all laid out for you. One thing I want to show you is back here, the chicken tractors come with, you put little axles on these, and usually these wheels are removable, which these are removable. There's only a nut here holding it, but I'm leaving it on there because I didn't want them to be changed around. So when we move paddock to paddock, I don't want to have to put the wheels on and whatever, because when you use these with your chickens, you have them side by side and you move them all at the same time. While with the goats, we just have them in their paddock and we move them about once a week or 10 days. These guys are incredible. Okay, so this shelter has been used specifically only for the goats for a whole month, actually just a little bit over a month. Now, instead of the normal tarp that we use for these chicken tractors, we've decided, like I said before, to use this house wrap, and the house wrap has really done well and endured the winds that we have here in South Dakota. We've had some rains come through, and so after 1 month of actually being in with goats, now be reminded that goats are really hard on any kind of shelter that you're going to put in your paddock with your animal. You need something that's going to withstand goats particularly, and this shelter has done well. One thing is, it has started to rip here on top after a month of use. So, you know, I probably need to come in through here and go ahead and duct tape that before the wind blows it and rips it completely. But other than that, it's really not bad.